So we're starting a brand new series today called It's Just a Lot. How many of you guys can relate even just with just the title? Yeah. Any of you guys seen Encanto? Like the Luis character who or Luisa who sings that surface pressure song? But if I sing it, it'll be stuck in your head all day, so I won't. I'll just let you imagine it. You're welcome for those of you who are now singing it in your head. Um, but the idea of this whole series is that yeah, yes, that one is is when you feel all the pressure, when you feel all the stress, you feel like the weight of the world is just on you, and it feels like you could just let everybody down if you do something wrong. Anybody wrestle with that? Like you don't want to let people down, and that in itself stresses you out even more. Like there's you guys have a lot on your plates. Like I remember being in middle school, like fifth grade, sixth grade in particular was difficult for me. Seventh and eighth grade were probably equally as difficult. I just learned how to manage that difficulty a little bit differently. But I remember thinking like nobody my age should have this much homework. Nobody my age should be this stressed out about life, right? I should still be a kid and enjoying things, right? And so I remember that feeling, what it was like to feel like stressed out about a lot of things. I was stressed out about school. I was stressed out about sports. I was stressed out about the stuff I had to learn in band. I was stressed out about a lot of stuff, and it you guys are dealing with a lot even at your age. There's a lot to stress you out to make you feel like you're carrying a lot of weight. And so this series, I thought it'd be good for us to talk about stress and worry, right? Because stress and worry sometimes go hand in hand together, but they're actually different. And I think sometimes we equate them as the same things when they're actually not. So first, how would you describe stress? I want you to turn to somebody next to you and you got like 5 seconds. What is stress? Okay. What are some of your answers? Shout them out. Stress is exhausted. What else? Pressure. Okay. What else? What's stress? The Encanto song gets stressful. Anything else? Okay, that's something that would stress you out. Okay, here's how we'll define stress. Okay, it's our body and mind's response to certain things in life. Okay, stress is our body and mind's response to certain things in life. Right? If I tell you that for those of you who just ate a piece of candy, you now have until the end of the hour to go run a mile and report to me your time. And this isn't a joke. How many of your stress levels just like go up automatically, right? Right? That's a certain situation that I've given you. Your heart starts to race a little bit more. Your mind starts to race. You start to think of all the things. Maybe some of you you'll start to sweat and get a little hot because you're stressed out, right? Maybe not just for my example, but just stress in general. It's our mind and our body's response to situations in life, right? How about worry? Let's contrast that with worry, right? Um, oh, so, some examples of stress I was going to say are situational. Like, how many of you been to Allendale? Like, have you done the zip line? Stress is that moment when you're climbing up on the zip line to the edge, and like they're attaching your little two flippies, one that's attached to the thing holding you safely, and the other to the actual zip line, and then they move the other one to the zip line, and then if you fall, you're going down the zip line. That's that before they say go. That's stress before your foot goes off the platform. That's stress, right? That's situational. It's a response to that situation, right? But worry, on the other hand, what is worry? How would you define that? Uh huh. Scared of something. Yeah, I would say that. And then what else? What do you guys have? How you define worry? Panic. For a longer amount of time before something. Okay. Here's how we'll define it. Okay. A helpful way to describe worry is when you can't stop thinking about problems that are happening or might happen. All right. So to describe the difference a little bit, stress is situational, where like standing at the edge of the zip line, like there's something a big test tomorrow, right? That's stressing you out. You lost your AirPods that were expensive, and your parents said, "Don't lose this," and now you're freaking out because you're like, "Oh no, I lost my headphones," right? Situation which causes stress. Worry, on the other hand, is when you can't stop thinking about something, even if you're not around a stressful situation. You're worried about something that maybe even hasn't happened or won't happen, but you're worried it might happen. It's unnecessary stress that is dissociated with any situation. Does that make sense? So stress is situational. Worry is not situational most of the time. All right. I remember when I was in middle school, I had finished 8th grade, and my dad was switching careers. So he was going to start doing something else, but he hadn't found what else he was going to do. I was worried about what the ramifications of that would be for my life. Does that mean we're going to have to move out of state? I'm going to lose all my friends. What does that mean? I started worrying about these things that may or may not even happen, right? So stress is something that we all deal with. Worry is something that we're all tempted to deal with as well. And so, actually, could I get a couple or just one volunteer? I saw your hand first. You want to come on up? All right. So, tell everybody your name. Everybody say hi, Raylan. All right. You're going to help me. I want you to stand right here for a second, okay? And then everybody else, I need your help with something, okay? So, I need you to help me and just tell me something that is stressful for the average 5th through 8th grader. Go. Say that again. Yeah. I'll put tests. That's good, right? Tests/school. Is that fair? Okay. Okay. So tests/school. So when you think about what stresses you out, hello, my name is school. Tests, right? And here's what I want you to do, Raylan. I want you to carry all of it for me, okay? So this tests. Can you hold that for me? Okay. What else we got? We'll go girl this time. Say it louder. Sports. Okay. Yep. How about sports/extracurriculars? I can't spell curriculars in this space, so it looks like extra, but it's sports and extracurriculars, okay? If anybody asks you for the correct spelling, don't look to my handwriting. Okay, can you hold that for me? Thank you. Let me not write on you. Okay, what else? Yeah, well, that'll classify as the same thing. Being left out. Okay. So, how about we just put like friend drama? Is that fair? Or social anxiety? Is that better? Okay. I'll put socials. Okay. Make sense? That will encompass all things friend drama, um, you know, FOMO. Yes. There you go. Thank you. Okay. What else we got? Right there. Someone you love is going away for a long time. Yeah. Trying to think how I would write that. Family drama. Okay. How about family? Is that fair? Family. Yeah. So we got lots of things that are stressing us out here. Okay. We got family. Here, can you hold that for me? Thanks. We got family. We got socials, friend drama, all those extra relationships. We got sports, extracurriculars. We got school. That's a lot you try to carry each day, right? That's a lot to try to carry on your own. It can be stressful, right? Is this stressful for you? Okay. So when you in life are trying to carry all of these things by yourself, it is very stressful, right? It can cause you maybe to have a little bit like you get tired, you get worn out. Are you getting exhausted standing there holding all of those things? Your arms get, yeah. So it it takes a toll on you. In other words, right? Stresses your mind out, it stresses your body out, and I'm just gonna ramble and see how long I can carry on with her carrying those. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everybody, give a hand for Raylan. Okay, here. Now I will take this one as well. There you go. Let's just put these front and center so everybody can see this. Okay. Thank you. Hold that one for a second. Now I want you to give that a good shake. Just shake it as hard as you can. There you go. Here, let me see that for a second. Okay, ready? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, hold that. You guys see the fizz all bubbling? Right. Don't actually open it, but you all can imagine what would happen if she were to open it. You guys remember Double Dog Dare-a-thon last year? Some of you did the Mentos and Diet Coke. Like, for those of you who did Double Dog Dare last year, we have videos, and it was awesome. One of you like shook it up and threw it on the ground, and it like took off. Like some of you would like just open it, but like here's the thing: when you're stressed, all that stuff. First of all, it's a lot to carry. Second of all, like eventually you're not going to be able to take it anymore, and you're going to explode. Right? All right. Give her a round of applause one more time. Thank you. All right. We understand the analogy, right? Stress wears on us. It takes a toll, and it affects your mind, affects your body. It's something that you, when you carry it all by yourself, and you're depending on only yourself, and you're thinking about all these things, it's not good for you. You will get tired, you get worn out, and eventually you're going to explode, right? If not dealt with properly in a healthy way, right? How many of you just this conversation about stress is stressing you out? How many of you? Some of our leaders yell, "Yep." How many of you just watching her try to carry all this by herself was stressing you out? And me just kind of carrying on as if like she wasn't just standing there holding it all by herself. Yeah, that's how stress works sometimes. You've been around somebody who's stressed out. Does it make you stressed out being around that person who's stressed out because all they're talking about is, or maybe they're not talking about being stressed out, but they're talking about things that are stressing them out, and then you're like getting secondhand stress just from like listening to them, right? Stress, when I mean sometimes it's good. Like right before a race, you should have some stress because stress focuses your mind. Right before a test, stress is good because again, it focuses your mind on what's important. It's your body's way of telling your brain, hey, you need to pay close attention to this. But over a long period of time, you're not meant to handle all of that, right? You could carry 2 liters of soda into your house from the car, but you're not meant to carry that to every class. You're not meant to carry that to everything you do every single day. You couldn't even like eat if you were just holding those all the time. You'd have to like be like a pet, just like eating out of the bowl, right? Holding all those things. Like you're not meant to do all that. There's ways. There should be relief valves. There should be ways you should pour out some of that stress, and it not take a toll on you all the time. So here's where we're going to talk from today. We're going to read from one of Jesus' closest disciples. His name is Peter, and Peter wrote. He was writing to the church in the first century. This is after Jesus has risen from the dead. He's gone on. He's like a pastor now, and he's teaching in churches, and he's writing and telling all about what Jesus did. He's writing letters to churches, and this is what he says in 1 Peter 5:7. Maybe some of you have heard this before, but it says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you." Right? Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you. Now that sounds nice. But I want to, first of all, give you a little bit of application for it. But second of all, I want to do a little something. I want to get a bunch of you guys to come up and read different translations. So those who are comfortable reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I need 7. Yeah. 2 more. 6, 7. All right. Thank you. Each of you, I want you to grab one of these. And here, take one and pass it around. Make sure everyone gets one. Don't drop them all. Okay, I want you to read these in different translations because there are different applications for it. Right? Not applications, but same application, but different ways of seeing it when you hear it in different ways, right? Anybody remember what language the New Testament was originally written in? Hebrew was a lot of the Old Testament. What about New Testament? Greek, yes. So, in other words, when we read our Bibles, it's been translated to English from a different language. So some interpreters translate it with different words. So that's what we're doing here. We're looking at different translations, okay? So I want somebody, the top one should be the ESV. Is that right? Okay. You want to read that one for me?
Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you.
Okay. Who wants to do the next one?
Putting all your troubles on him, for he takes care of you.
That's BBE. All right. Go ahead and just pass the mic.
Leave all your worries with him, because he cares for you.
After the GNT.
Live carefully before God. He is most careful with you.
Okay.
Give all your worries to him because he cares about you.
There you go.
Turn all your worries over to him. He cares about you. Give all your worries and care to God, for he cares about you.
Good. All right. Thank you guys. Give them a round of applause. You guys can keep those. You'll actually need them for group. Everybody's going to get one of those later. Yeah, you can keep yours for now. I'll take the extras, or you can set the extras there if you want. All right. So, all a bunch of different ways to say kind of the same thing, right? Some translations use the word cast. You guys hear that? Cast your cares on him, for he cares for you. Like, you guys think of fishing. What do you do when you fish? You cast it, right? In other words, you throw it off of yourself. Sometimes it's throwing the net. You cast your net as well, right? But you're casting it off of you. It's not in your hands anymore, right? Cast your cares on to God. To throw something forcefully in a specific direction, right? That's what it means to cast something. But what I want you guys to understand today is that we can trust God with a lot. Sometimes life is just a lot. But we can trust God with a lot. We can trust him that he's going to take care of us. He loves us. He wants what's best for our lives. He wants to take the stress off of our shoulders, right? He wants to pick up what feels like a lot to us and carry it for us. And ultimately, because I think that because of his great love for us, he was willing to do whatever it takes to show you just how much he loves you, right? Love costs us something, right? Love costs sacrifice. In the Old Testament, they had to sacrifice animals, right? And oftentimes we talk about that in the terms of like there had to be what we call atonement for sins, which just means there had to be something to cover for our sins, to pay the price, the cost, the penalty of death, which is the penalty of our sin, right? And in the Old Testament, they would sacrifice their sheep, their goats. They would sacrifice animals, and then Jesus paid the ultimate sacrifice. He said, "You know how much it costs? Love is something that is worth sacrificing for." And he loved us so much, he was willing to sacrifice even his own life for us and demonstrate that for us. Love costs us something, right? And God showed just how much he loved us. And because he showed us how much he loved us, we can trust him that he has our best interest in mind. And that he has the ability to calm us, to allow us to release stress in different ways, to take our burdens for us. Does that mean life is just going to instantly get easy? No. But it does mean recognizing that you are not meant to carry all that yourself. Cast all your cares on him because he cares for you. You can trust God with a lot. So I want to do a little exercise with you guys right now. You can do it sitting down, you can do it standing up. Right now, you can just do it sitting down. But when you do this on your own, you can do it in whichever way you can do it, laying down, whichever way makes you most comfortable. But you're gonna breathe in, and as you in your mind, because you can't talk while you're breathing in, unless you're my second son, who would to talk while he breathes, and it's kind of cute. But like in your mind, you are saying what is stressing you out. Like maybe if we're talking about school, all my schoolwork, right? And as you breathe in, most of the time we only breathe with our chest, which is only like a third of our lung capacity. But they teach you this when you're like playing a wind instrument or you're singing, like you are actually supposed to fill your whole diaphragm with air. And so I want you to focus on breathing. It should take you a few seconds. If that's a deep breath, you're not taking a deep enough breath. You should take a breath that fills your whole diaphragm. In other words, if you were to lay down on the ground flat on your back and breathe in, your chest should not puff up. Your stomach should puff up because you're breathing in everywhere. So that's a way to see if you're breathing properly. But as you take in a full deep breath, say in your head what's stressing you out. And as you exhale, say, God, I give it to you. This is just a breathing exercise to physically put into practice what we're trying to mentally do. Right? Stress affects our mind and our body. So let's try some examples together, right? Let's do this with school. I want you to, when I count to 3, breathe in, and let's talk about school, okay? So breathe in and just think about school. 1, 2, 3. And God, I give this to you. Breathe out, okay? So we'll do this again. And as you breathe out on your own, you don't have to do it with everybody. Just in your own time, as you breathe out, say, God, I give this to you. Okay? Let's do feeling left out or bully. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 5 seconds. Breathe in. God, I give this to you. Think about family stress. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. God, I give this to you. This time I want you guys to close your eyes. Okay? Maybe feeling like I don't fit in. Breathe in. Breathe. Breathe out. God, I give this to you. All right, I want you to try one on your own. And not that anything I said, but just something you think about yourself. So everybody close your eyes. Think of something that stresses you out. And breathe in for 5 seconds. Ready? Go. And God, I give this to you. Next time. I want you guys to recognize that you can trust God with a lot. Right? You can trust him with anything. Nothing is too much for him. But there's stuff that's just too much for us. That you were never meant to carry it on your own. You can trust him with a lot. So, as you get ready to finish this conversation with your group, what's one stress in your life that you can give to God? Okay, I'm going to pray, and then you'll finish this